What's up, everyone? It's Ruby here, bringing you guys another video. If you're bothered by my background, good, that's on purpose. Um, so, here we are again with another video on the animated series. This time, we are going to pivot to talk about Batman the Animated Series. We went from World's Finest, which is in Superman the Animated Series, to Batman, because we're going to talk about one of the most popular episodes in the series in general. I would say it's more like a mainstream popularity rather than a fan popularity, although fans love it too. It is probably my favorite. It's one of my favorite episodes in the animated series. And I'm not talking about Mad Love, I'm talking about Almost Got Him. What's interesting about Almost Got Him is that it's not really a unique episode at all. And yet, it is at the same time. Almost Got Him almost shouldn't be so popular, but it is because it brings together all of our favorite villains, all of our favorite Rogues Gallery villains. It's a really interesting episode because it's not super complex at all. All they are is just playing a game of poker, and we have Joker, Poison Ivy, Penguin, Killer Croc, and Two-Face, of course. And they're all just talking about how they almost got Batman. And if that was just the only part of the episode, I think it wouldn't necessarily be as popular. It certainly is a good way of showing how these villains interact with each other. Joker, of course, performs as always, and all of these voice actors have really, really great time with each other. And it's kind of shocking to realize that they probably didn't even know each other because they recorded separately. But what's the most interesting is what happens after they finish telling their own stories, right? Joker tells his story, and it's still an ongoing story. It's technically not complete. Because what we find out is that Joker actually captured Catwoman during his story that he was explaining. And then we get the reveal, because Killer Croc wants to tell his story, and Killer Croc basically, gets passed on, as just being stupid. But then, once we have Joker's story, we get this big reveal that it turns out Killer Croc is not Killer Croc, but actually it's Batman. And then, if that's not enough for you, it turns out that the entirety of the GCPD is undercover, and they all take out their guns, right? And they point it at them. And it's an amazing scene. It's probably the best scene in that episode. Well, there are a few good scenes. It's hard to explain how good this episode is. This episode is so popular that everybody knows about this episode, even if they had never seen the show. And to be honest, it's a little bit shocking as to why it's so popular. Because, you have a lot of episodes that are heartwarming, heart-jerking. Like, you have something like the episode before it is I Am the Night, and that is also a very popular episode, but that one deals with kind of Bruce's psychology and his reasons for not wanting to kill, or, you know, having his lines, and also kind of questioning whether or not they are worth it. And, you know, it's the episodes that don't have the big villains that are really, really memorable. Most of the most popular episodes, I feel like, don't even have the most popular villains in them. They're just, like, normal guys. They're just dudes or women that are just not good people. They're not super villains, but they're just not good people. And I think it's definitely interesting how Batman the Animated Series handles, like, mental health and psychology in general. And even Mad Love. Mad Love is very popular for a reason. It's probably the most popular episode. Like, it is the episode. It is also technically the last episode of Batman the Animated Series. So there's a lot about that. But then we have an episode like Almost Got Him, which isn't too crazy about the psychology, and it isn't even like one of those episodes where it's about Bruce's psychology. And I think the reason why Almost Got Him is so popular is, number one, it is an homage. It is an homage. It refers to a lot of different kind of, like, 90s shows, or, like, even 80s shows and movies. And kind of the classic kind of detective movies that you probably have seen, or maybe not. The kind of... Because it is 100% a direct homage to those kind of stuff. But also, it's the first time we really truly see all of the villains kind of... okay, no. It's not the first time. It is not the first time. But it is also kind of the first time we see them, like, really interact with each other. Because up until this point, we've had, like, small interactions, right? And we've had episodes like the Hugo Strange episode. But we haven't really seen them, like, really talk. And in this episode, we see that. We see the dynamic between Poison Ivy and Joker and Two-Face and Penguin. And we also get their kind of perspectives on the whole matter. It's basically almost like a POV episode where it's like all these different perspectives of what happened. But in this case, it's just the villains kind of being upset that they haven't captured or haven't killed Batman yet. And I love all the different stories. I mean, you have Poison Ivy, who's talking about her little pumpkin patch and how Batman ruined it because she was going to poison Gotham. And then you have, you know, Two-Face that brings in the famous penny. The famous giant penny is that's where you see it for the first time. And then you have Joker, which is awesome. And his story is honestly probably the best. But even Penguin's story is a little bit interesting. I feel like it's not necessarily what the episode is that makes it so popular, but more so what the overall picture is. It's also one of the few episodes that really stands alone. You can watch it even if you've never watched Batman or Superman or Justice League or Justice League Unlimited or any of it. Like, you don't have to watch any of the other episodes to understand this episode. And I think that is truly what makes it so popular, is that you don't have to watch the previous 30 episodes to know that this episode is, like, a really good episode to watch. And there's this kind of, like, fixation over Batman and the dynamic of the Rogues Gallery that really brings together this whole series in general. It's what makes it so popular. I mean, you have movies like Batman and Robin that attempt to bring the villains together, and we see how that went. Okay. but I think it's also kind of the same reason why World's Finest is so popular. Sorry, that was unexpected. But I do think that World's Finest and Almost Got 'Em have a lot of similarities in the sense that they are the collaboration. They are the crossovers of the centuries that we don't really get to see too often. Like, even though we see these villains interact definitely, like, throughout the series, this is really the only time we get to see all of these villains just talk with each other, just hang out with each other. Not have these giant schemes or anything, but just, just having a casual poker night. It's the simplicity of it that makes it so good. It's the delivery of the actors. It's everything. From the reveal that it's actually they are in a police trap, and the fact that, I don't know, I guess it's just because we have all of these characters together for the first time. Well, okay, not the first time. I need to stop saying this for the first time, because it's not the first time. Like, I feel like Almost Got 'Em shouldn't be so popular, and yet it's still one of my favorite episodes because just because I can't explain it. I feel like there's no there's no real explanation as to why it's so good, but it is. It just is. It just is good. It just is good. Anyways, I don't know. Leave your comments down below. Let's talk about it. This is the part where you go down, you ask questions, you comment on your thoughts on the episode, and we have a discussion. We really turn this into a true discussion. Because I could go on and on and on about these episodes, but what really makes this the discussion video is your comments down below. So definitely leave your comments down below. Talk about the episode. Talk about why Almost Got 'Em is so good. And I'll respond to you. And leave a like on this video and subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you guys next time, and peace out, guys. It's been a blast. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.